Imagine waking up one day to a debt notice of $630 million. That's the reality for Bangladesh today. In global finance, debt is intricate, especially when it's a hefty $630 million. This mammoth sum was recently demanded by Russia, a reminder of a loan for the Ruper nuclear power plant. The repayment deadline is the pressing September 15th with a massive penalty of $480 million in interest. Additionally, a $150 million interest charge applies from March 16th to September 15th, 2024. The payment, interestingly, is requested in US dollars or Chinese yuan, deposited in the Bank of China's Shanghai branch. But Bangladesh's worries don't stop here. The nation also owes the Indian Adani Group more than $800 million, escalating the complexity of its debt situation. But the plot thickens, as this isn't Bangladesh's only financial headache. As if a debt notice from Russia wasn't enough, Bangladesh is also wrestling with an overdue payment to India. That's right, besides the whopping $630 million owed to Russia, Bangladesh also owes a hefty sum to the Indian conglomerate, Adani Group. The amount, over $800 million. This isn't small change we're talking about. These numbers represent significant financial commitments that Bangladesh is currently struggling to meet. Now, you might be wondering, what's the backstory here? Well, it's a tale of investments, loans, and unfortunately delayed payments. The Adani Group, one of India's largest business powerhouses, had pumped in substantial resources into projects based in Bangladesh. However, the repayment has been slower than expected, leading to the current situation of overdue payments. But what does this all mean for Bangladesh? For starters, it's a colossal financial burden. $800 million is a substantial chunk of the nation's budget. It could potentially affect the country's ability to invest in public services and infrastructure, not to mention the potential impact on its credit rating. Moreover, it's not just about the economy. These debts can also strain Bangladesh's international relations. You see, owing such massive amounts to two influential countries, Russia and India, could put Bangladesh in a delicate diplomatic position. It might have to navigate some complex geopolitical waters to ensure that these financial issues do not escalate into political ones. And let's not forget the ripple effects. These debts could potentially impact the country's standing in the international financial market. If Bangladesh struggles to repay its debts, it could deter future investors, further exacerbating the country's financial woes. With two major debts hanging over its head, what's the way forward for Bangladesh? It's a question that demands attention, and a solution that requires careful negotiation, strategic planning, and perhaps some tough decisions. It's easy to get lost in the numbers, but what does this mean for the people of Bangladesh and the wider region? The debt predicament Bangladesh finds itself in is not just about numbers on a balance sheet. For the citizens of Bangladesh, it has real-world implications. The government's fiscal decisions can and will affect their everyday lives. With the country's garment workers already protesting for higher wages, the financial burden of this debt could potentially result in austerity measures that may further strain the livelihoods of these workers. Furthermore, let's consider the impact on the country's infrastructure projects. For instance, the Ruper nuclear power plant, the very project for which the loan from Russia was taken, could be stalled due to these financial pressures. This could potentially delay the country's progress towards its energy goals, affecting not just the economy, but also the daily lives of its citizens who are waiting for a more reliable power supply. Now let's zoom out a bit and look at the wider geopolitical dynamics at play. India, a key player in the region, is also entangled in this financial web. It's worth noting that India recently abstained from a United Nations General Assembly resolution demanding Russia to cease aggression against Ukraine. This abstention came shortly after Indian Prime Minister Modi's visit to Moscow, where he met with Russian President Putin. This decision by India, seen by some as a diplomatic balancing act between its Western allies and Russia, could potentially influence how it responds to the debt situation involving Bangladesh and Russia. Given that India itself has a pending loan payment to Bangladesh, it's a complicated dance of diplomacy and debt that could significantly shape the geopolitical landscape of the region. As we see, the ripple effects of this debt dilemma extend far beyond Bangladesh's borders, influencing international relations, regional dynamics, and potentially even global power balances. In the face of such financial pressure, the question remains: how will Bangladesh navigate this daunting debt dilemma? Thank you for watching our video. We hope you found this analysis insightful. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth content. Until next time, stay informed and keep exploring the wider picture with us.